Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, who is Raphael Leraux, your resident rapping Vtuber here, and today we are about to check out something that I have been excited for a minute, and that is the new season of Doctor Who. Now, a lot of y'all may not know this about me, but I have been a massive Whovian for years, ever since childhood. I remember when I was a little kid growing up, I used to watch the reruns of Tom Baker's Doctor on PBS. They used to play his series specifically. For some reason, it was only him. So he was the only Doctor that I knew as a child up until they rebooted the franchise in, what was it, like 2005 or something, with Christopher Eccleston. But I grew up with Tom Baker, the long scarf, the little, the curly hair and all of that. So I was obsessed with his Doctor as a child. So I've been a massive Doctor Who fan since then. And now seeing that Ncuti Gatwa is about to take his turn at the mantle, I'm so hyped. He's a phenomenal actor. He absolutely killed it in the Christmas special. And I really just can't wait to see how he takes the ball and runs with it. And on top of that, we got Russell T Davies back. We got Murray Gold back on the music, so you know the soundtrack is about to be bananas. Yeah, I'm too hyped for this, so I ain't even gonna hold y'all no more. I was surprised that we got 2 episodes today. I was not expecting it. I ain't really check out too much news about Doctor Who beforehand, so I was really hyped to see that we got 2 episodes. So let's go ahead and start with this first one, which is season 1, episode 2, Space Babies. I love the way this intro looks, man. Like they really stepped up the intro. Like we've had a few kind of janky looking ones in the past, but this looks nice, and I love how much the logo resembles the classic Who logo. That's dope that we're starting like literally exactly where we left off on the Christmas special. You know, it's crazy. Ruby Sunday really reminds me of like a combination of Clara and Rose. Like a perfect blend of the two characters.
I'm the doctor.
No, I want to know your name.
Yeah, that's tricky. Because I was adopted, and the planet that took me in, they were kind of posh. They'd use titles like the Doctor or the Bishop, or the Rani, the Conquistador.
Love the name drops.
Becomes my name.
Okay.
I like the approach that they're doing since they're starting back at series 1. It's almost like they're giving a quick little rundown of the character. So I feel like this episode is going to be a lot of exposition and kind of just catching up new viewers and new fans on Doctor lore, which is dope.
1963.
Yeah,
Okay.
they died. It was a genocide and they died. So the one that was adopted was the only one left. I am the last of the Time Lords. And I am so glad to be alive. This thing flies.
I like that approach with it. Like we're not getting the brooding pain that we got with like David Tennant's Doctor. We're not getting the hiding from the pain like we got with Matt Smith. He's just kind of gotten to that point of acceptance. But you can still see that pain in his reaction too, which is brilliant.
Are there dinosaurs out there?
I don't know. Gonna...
What if I change history by stepping on a butterfly or something?
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it? Who steps on butterflies? You literally have to be... butterfly?
I feel like that wasn't the thing you're supposed to take away from that question. Then again, we might end up getting a whole nother Mavity situation out of all of this.
That's so beautiful.
That looks really dope.
TARDIS stands for time and
It is kind of funny that you can see a clear separation of the set and the green screen.
as well.
in the little cliff that they happened to land on. They did a really good job of blending it together, though. I love how instant the change was. Kind of digging the little scale tunic, though. That's kind of dope. You know, they really did not have to flex on us the way that they did with that fire prosthetics and costume design just for a throwaway joke. Like, they really were just flexing the budget at that point. Yo, I love the excitement and the energy between the two of them. Like, they have such a fantastic chemistry together.
Something is wrong. This place is a space station.
Oh, this is giving real big alien vibes. Just the dark corridor, and all you see is kind of a bit of a silhouette of the creature. That's dope. Oh, the fingers. That's creepy.
The question is, why did I run?
Because it was scary.
It was new. I love meeting new things, so why did it give me...
That is a really good point. He didn't even think twice about it. He just took off.
Well, it'd help if we knew where we were.
Yet again.
Ooh, that is creepy looking.
Oh, we're on a baby farm. Yet, things connect.
That's a really interesting line.
My parents and you guys.
Yeah, so things are going to really be revolving around Ruby this season.
Rose babies. What for? Food?
What?
He got so offended. I love it.
Baby farms use irrigation. Sometimes a woman will stare at you.
Oh, that is gorgeous. That is a really good shot. It reminds me a lot of when Nine took Rose to see, what was it, like the end of the universe or something like that? And the very first time that she looked out of that window into space and saw everything out there.
Doctor, just 10 minutes.
Like, it was a very, very reminiscent shot.
I don't have a people, I don't have a home. But I don't have a job either. I don't have a boss or taxes or rent or bills to pay.
Now you're just rubbing it in.
But I have
Nah, I feel that though.
so I can
So where's this then?
Planet Pacifico Del Rio.
Oh, that's in English.
This is what it really looks like when the TARDIS translates. It's got conception filter, so it helps you fit into every time.
I love the way that they're just slipping in all of the info. Like, it's not just one big info dump, but they're actually very naturally easing it all in there. Yes, and he's gonna hook up the phone. I love it.
You and Karma for your mom. Call your mom.
I love that we're just speed running all of the background info and details that people need to know for the series in order to be on like an even footing with fans who've been watching for years. All I need now is just a little bit of psychic paper being shown off. You know. Yeah, this is about as Doctor Who as it gets right here. Just completely goofy, absurd, ridiculous, every other word you want to think of for it. It's so great. I love the detail of all of the walls being just colored on in crayon. That is really, really clever set design. And the fact that it's all baby height and there's just complete pristine blankness everywhere above that that's out of reach. I like all of the strings and everything in the background too to help them reach things. Oh, they snapped on the set design. Yeah, that's brilliant. I love how excited the babies are to tell them their jobs. That's so cute. That is really sad. So they've just been like abandoned.
We took over. We were very brave.
Oh, this is such a sad premise.
I'm sorry, Poppy, I'm so sorry, but we are not your mummy and daddy. I wish we were, but we're not.
She was like, don't put that on me. We do not wish that we were their parents.
I'm Ruby, and this is the doctor. And me.
When was the last time that you had a hug?
Never.
Oh, baby, it's okay.
They are really just tugging at the heartstrings with this one.
What do you mean?
We're not meant to be like this.
Oh,
Grow up now.
bro, Russell, what the fuck? That is such a sad line.
You are what you are, and that is magnificent.
But Mommy and Daddy left us.
There's no way
Yo, the writing on this with the dialogue is so on
one
point.
like me exists, and that's true of everyone. It's not a problem, Captain Holmes. No.
What is it then, Eric? Broken arm?
These poor babies are getting flung around in the. I just keep thinking about the little baby actors just being turned rapidly in these remote control strollers. Why? That was so uncalled. That was so uncalled for, and he is having the time of his life scaring these babies.
Doing down there, and why is it?
This is a side of the doctor that I absolutely love and doesn't get enough recognition. He can be an absolute dick sometimes, just for no reason. Like, you just occasionally get those little moments where he's so caught up in just the fun that he's having.
Where do you think you're going?
I wonder what it's trying to take him to. Maybe like to figure out how the thing got in there, or figure out what it is.
Listen to my heart, two hearts. Things connect, and you.
Yeah, everything is revolving around her life.
About your birth mother or your family, you didn't leave a note, a scrap of paper.
Things. You just left.
That is yours. In my heart.
I didn't really expect us to come back to the scene. So then who her mother is really going to be an important factor in it. Yo, what the hell? That's crazy. Okay, so there's something really, really strange about Ruby. Like, whatever her parent is something completely different.
You were born. Oh, I thought my birth was crazy.
I love how he's clearly very, very concerned, but
I wonder who she is.
he's just hype about having a mystery to solve.
She's pointing at me.
To stop the birth machine. How did you know?
Damn, so they just left the station and left the birth machine on and basically just left babies to fend for themselves.
Jocelyn's on say.
That's so messed up. And that has so many just like really dark implications about this whole world. This whole planet.
Recalibrate the whole shebang.
Thank you.
Want to swap?
So, the planet down below refused to stop the babies being born. And once they're born, they don't look after them. This is a very strange planet.
That sounds
It's not that strange.
very familiar.
On my own, watching the kids for 6 years.
I don't understand. They are gorgeous. Why would you hide?
Because I don't want to see them die.
Mm.
And I don't want them to see me die.
Damn. That
Last thing I'll do
that hit deep.
is give them the air out of portal 357. But then you came along. Can't you fly somewhere else?
The Dubarity Place is a star-wide organization. Means they can take in lots of refugees.
Oh, can't we call them for help? I don't affect refugees. That's the fate of every refugee in the universe.
Yeah.
You physically have
That's
to turn up on
unfortunately
some
very accurate.
and you can't move.
But now, you have a ship. Plenty of room is called the TARDIS. The trouble is, between us and the ship is the boogeyman.
That thing looks so cool.
You don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy that she doesn't know. They've been on the ship with it. I mean, I guess don't really get close enough to figure out what the hell it is.
Remind me. It reminds me of something. What is it? And
Huh.
what is its skin made of? And why was I so scared?
Because it's terrifying.
Yeah, but I've met a million ugly bugs. I'm an ugly bug. That thing.
Sir, I call cap on I am an ugly bug. You know you're a damn lie.
This place is completely mad. But it sort of makes sense. Because you've got babies, you've got a nanny, a bogeyman. You've literally got a monster living down below.
Mm.
It's a children's story. Come to life.
In every story.
So, oh damn, the baby's going down there. Yeah, so this whole thing
Eric, get out of there.
has to be stemming from the specials where David Tennant threw the salt at the edge of the universe and enacted superstition, which invited all of these essentially make-believe things, like how we got the goblins in the Christmas special. So we got the boogeyman. Yeah, I'm so hyped for this season because we're gonna get all kinds of crazy characters and creatures and stuff. I love this creature design too. Like, it feels so much darker than what you would expect for a Doctor Who monster. But it also feels very in line with Doctor Who still. Like, it fits very well in the world.
Fix. I told you these systems are a crock of waste.
Mind your language, Nanny.
Okay, that was a good little gag. Yeah, she is reminding me so much of Clara, especially towards the latter end of her run, where she was admittedly a little bit too arrogant, but just the confidence and the bravery that she is expressing.
I need to change my nappy.
He really said, let's follow the shit smell.
Please, baby. Oh, baby.
That is not the kind of mistake that you can afford to make right now. Like, Really had them thinking it was coming from the complete opposite direction. Oh, that is such a good costume. That looks so terrifying. I love that we're keeping up the bit of her cussing through the nanny filter. It's kind of reminding me of the monsters on Attack the Block. Let's go. That's kind of a scary thing for the baby to be holding, but let's go.
I'm gonna stay here, not just for the tiredness, but I've got to find out what that thing
If
is.
that's you telling me to leave you on your own, then.
I love it. I don't want to keep comparing her to previous companions, but she really is just so reminiscent of Rose and Clara, like perfectly. It almost feels like Russell T Davies' take on Clara.
It's like a rattling in the pipes.
It's leaving. So, sort of smooth? Man, that's a good word. Smooth.
Yeah, that is a very good word for what it is.
Just until it fell off.
It feels very fitting.
Into the belly of the beast.
The set design in this episode is crazy.
Yeah, this stuff is slippery roots,
Yo, her close your mouth. And her mouth was wide open.
One machine. One up above or one down below. The one up above through the babies, the one down below.
It threw the Pokemon.
Yes.
I said this, I told you so.
Mm.
The machine is mother and father to the babies and mother and father to the Pokemon.
Why? Because Jocelyn said that the education was so
It's kind of reminded me of the, what is it, the Sandman episode where they were in the ship and like the little sleep dust in their eyes
Babies need fiction.
essentially grew and started, offing folks.
It's all deliberate.
That's what this is reminding me of.
Pokemon is roaring at 17 hertz. That's exactly it's designed to make you scared. It's scary because it's meant to be. Tall,
That's actually brilliant.
built it. Ruby, I have traveled the universe and back and seen many, many things. Nothing is as bad as this. Pokemon.
So,
Others. Space babes. We saw it. The nose blowing.
Oh, gross.
And so it grew the Pokemon
That was all over her too.
of bogies.
what?
All of this is bogies.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
No wonder it was shedding its skin. Does it, everyone?
No.
It's not.
It's not.
Oh, Ruby, it's his living sleep. I know. What's the name?
Oh, that is such a gross depiction. Like, it's literally just ripping off of it. Yeah, seeing like the pieces of it flying out is crazy.
No one else like me exists. And that is true of every
That's heavy. The tears in his eyes too.
You saved them all.
You saved them all.
Yeah, I can't really fault her for that, because all that she knows is that it was a monster that's trying to get them. So, like, I can't even call her the bad guy for trying to kill it. Like, she did what any caretaker would do in the situation.
Your favorite monster is fine.
I'm confused about how, but all right. I'll roll with it.
Is over here. What? But you cannot get there. Got no engines. Except, turns out that built up a pressure.
He's really having fun just messing with these babies.
Because the system went wrong, and that's where it stacked up all your napkins. No wonder these stinking down there. For 6 years, a great pile of nanny filter is so. A zillion metric tons of methane. I'm gonna let it rip.
They really just let out a big old dookie cloud into the atmosphere or the stratosphere. Like,
So it's a normal day for you then?
No, that was extra special nuts. New Ruby Sunday. Goodness.
yo, already getting the TARDIS key. That's what's up.
To what? Just travel?
No job. No boss.
I love that he brought it back.
Just fun.
We did almost die.
Yes, but we lived so much too.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. 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 Ruby Sunday so loud.
Come on in, follow me.
Come on.
You know we're gonna go.
Except,
Oh, terms and conditions.
and I take you to that church on Ruby Road that Christmas. Absolutely no.
But you've got a time machine.
If you change one thing, a single snowflake, that could change your birth mother's story, and then you would never meet me, none of this would ever happen, and we would fall into the deepest, darkest paradox. Ruby, trust me. I think that snow was a warning. I can. And I won't.
Well, it's a pity. Because I disagree. I'm gonna go see my mom at Christmas. Right now. Come on.
Man, if y'all don't stop messing up this woman's house.
What are you doing?
Come and say hello.
Yes, come in. Tell your mom not to slap me. Use titles like the bishop, the pedant, the saggy she. My name was.
That was a really, really good episode. That was a really interesting way to end it. Kind of curious what he was about to say when he ended it with "my name is," and then it just blanked off. I feel like it was just "my name is the doctor," but the way that they set it up was kind of weird. But yeah, really dope episode. I really had a lot of fun with this one. I really enjoyed it. I know I compared Ruby Sunday to Clara and to Rose a lot, but I mean, it's right there. But yeah, I love this episode. It really had those OG Russell T Davies story vibes with just the goofiness of the premise that just has such dark implications, like the fact that the planet's government basically said, we're not going to stop the machine from producing children, but we're also just not going to do anything to take care of them, which clearly has its parallels in modern day political situations and, you know, human rights situations. I love the way that we're adding these fantastical elements, like the boogeyman being real and being the only one of its kind, and the doctor kind of resonating with that as he was watching it be essentially pulled piece by piece and launched into space, which is such a gruesome death, or, you know, almost death. But it is such a gruesome thing for Doctor Who to depict, especially because even though it was basically just made up of loose boogers, like, seeing the pieces flying off into space was really, really terrifying looking. And the creature design was phenomenal. It looked amazing. I love the extra long fingers and the mouth that was very resemblant of Attack the Block. Yeah, I love this episode. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it too. And if y'all want to talk about it, get at me in the comments. Let's talk about it. I love talking Doctor Who. So let's have a discussion down in the comments. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if there's anything you noticed that I didn't pick up on. And thank y'all so much for watching with me. Make sure you do all of the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe. It helps so much. Thank y'all again for watching with me, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful evening.